Hello aspirants, I am Indumati Karthikeyan from INCAR IAS Academy. Today we are going to see about 13th November current affairs which is taken from the Delhi edition. Now the topic is a mixed report card for the India Middle East Europe corridor. This topic it's taken from the GS2 India and its neighborhood relations. What is the major reason behind this? In September 2023, the ambitious transcontinental India Middle East Europe corridor was announced on the sideline of the G20 summit in New Delhi. The proposed corridors is expected to reduce the transit time between the eastern and western nodes by 40% and also cost cut by the 30% compared to the transportation via Suez Canal. These numbers may vary as the actual benefits may end up being on the lower side, but there is no any denying the new corridor once operational will be game changer to for the international maritime trade route. Therefore, it is an important to understand how the idea has shaped since the announcement was lies ahead of it. That is a progress on both ends. Challenges and delays. The project talent challenges and delays in project may be happening nowadays. Initial optimism and setbacks over the past years. Various challenges have delayed progress on the project. The announcement of the corridor came with much optimism. However, this did not last long as the very premise which led to the conception of his idea, namely the nominalization of Arab Israeli relations, came to a sudden halt with the escalation of the conflict between the Israel and Palestine on last 7 October 7 last year. This crisis engulfed the whole of West Asia for the larger part of the year, which put the corridor on the back burner. What is the impact behind this stakeholder as a result of temporary pass to key stakeholders? Saudi Arabia, Jordan, they are the key stakeholders, have not been able to make any progress on the project. Though it may be argued that the official relations between the Arab countries and the Israel won't impact completion of this work on the ground. The two governments, which will have to work closely with the Israeli establishment for this project, would not want to optics and its geopolitical dimension. Therefore, the implementation of the northern part of the corridor, which is mostly in West Asia, is going to move slowly until the ongoing escalation subsidies. There is a progress on the eastern leg of the corridor. Advancement of the UAE-India relationship on the eastern leg of the corridor connecting the United Arab Emirates and also Indian ports. Things are moving forward at a relatively fast pace. The economic relation of the two countries are noteworthy. It's also trajectory, which is also reflected in the increasing bilateral trade numbers. The trade growth post CEPA agreement post the signing the comprehensive economic partnership agreement, that is CEPA, in 2022. Bilateral trade has grown from $43.30 billion in 2020 to 21, and it is 2023 to 2024 it will be around 83.64 billion. It's double the value. Another important feature of the growing bilateral trade in the diversification of the trade basket between the two countries, which is reflected in the growing non-oil trades. And also the non-oil trade between the India and the UAE grow. It is also growth. It's also doubles in 2023. The represents of a healthy shift from an Indian perspective, considering that most of the commodities will be transported further west to north through IMEC, hereby improving India's export share in the larger region. There is a virtual trade corridor for trade facilitation. Beyond amplifying the trade volumes, the two countries are also working for the standardization and facilitation of this trade processes. Recently, India and UAE launched a virtual trade corridor. This will be integral part of the IMEC. That is which is aimed to the reduction of administration processes and also the reduction of timings of logistics and transport cost, um, and also giving the ease of doing the trade. The streamlining of trade processes would not only several bilateral relations but also pave the way to provide the working model for the another countries involved in the IMEC to develop different frameworks for cross-border facilitation. There is a differing progress between the western and the eastern parts. That is uncertainty in the west. After more than a year since the IMEC was announced, we seen an uncertain western part of the corridor trying to navigate through the conflicts. Commitment in the east also forging new linkage to ready itself for the new maritime orders. Now we focus on connectivity. Actually, the connectivity aspect as primary focus further given the 1 year progress and the situation on the ground. It is clear the only connectivity aspects of IMEC initiative is gaining some traction at the moment. That is there is a past infrastructure initiative also happening. Other elements of the corridor including clean energy exports, undersea fiber optic cables, pipelines, energy grid linkages, telecommunication lines, and also the clean energy technology cooperations will have to wait till the situation in West Asia nominalis. Capacity building in eastern countries. Therefore, the countries on the eastern part of the corridor should use this time to develop the capacity and also improve the connectivity among them. So, what is the way forward? What can India do? That is the port development and economic zones. India especially can use this time to prepare the ports, develop specific economic zones along the connectivity nodes, and improve the domestic logistics for the seamless integration with the IMAC. And also we enhance our domestic logistics, domestic infrastructure, domestic logistic landscapes, and also reduce the logistics times and cost, thereby making an Indian exports more competitive. There is also strategic importance of the global value. That is the corridor as ambitious and also be a very important project. The actual benefit will be seen only if India can improve the integration with the global value chains. The positioning as a global supply chain alternative. That is, India aims to position itself as a global supply chain alternatively. This can only happen if the country takes steps towards the enhancing and manufacturing competitiveness. Thank you.